experts debate them, before the politicians defend them. We hear it directly from the people. This is Citizens Direct on TV West. I am Victoria Obudende. And today, we hit the streets to ask citizens about their biggest frustration with public transport in Nigeria and what solutions do they think can address this issue. The daily commute is a routine millions understand, but it doesn't always come easy. With transportation, it's a different story every day. Today on Citizens Direct, we hit the streets to ask citizens about their biggest frustrations with public transportation and what solutions do they think can address this issue. Let's go.
On Monday, I'm going to Ikeja. Now 700 naira Marwa is collect from Agege to Ikeja. The thing I want to do, you reduce the petrol because all the people, and then when the rain is fall, anytime the rain fall, this motor is 100 naira, they do 700, 800. Help me tell the petrol to come down. I pray for you. And then the Nigeria is good. I like the Nigeria is good.
My advice for government is that about the transport is that sometimes when rain fall, come and see how people can suffer. My advice is that all those tax they are removed for workers, they should use it to provide transport like from another country. They provide enough BRT, enough korope, enough motor for streets, for road, so people cannot suffer about the transport. Like when rain fall, people can suffer. All those transport driver, they will just increase motor. During the midnight, now they will just increase. Almost people are collecting for salary. They are suffer the transport money. It always collects our salary, and it's too much. And government they don't care, so it's not good. I advise government all those our tax they should use it to do something, because no everybody enter motor, everybody enter by transport, so they should produce some BRT, Korope, and other motor.
The problems we are facing in Nigeria with the transportation is the what's it called, public transport. One is about some of them we know that okay, their vehicle is faulty. For them to repair the vehicle before they start picking passengers on the road, it will be a problem for them. So it's just that they should maybe if the how can I put it? Maybe their transport is it NURTW or what they call it? They should always maybe they should call themselves together and ask them to always check their buses, their cabs before they put it on the road for them to start picking passengers, because most of these things used to delay passengers for maybe where they are going to, some of them to work, some to maybe one particular what's it called that they're supposed to go to. So let me just say we Nigerians, we are the one that we have to just repair this country. Because this country is for all of us, not for just one person.
In my own opinion, all drivers in Lagos, especially Nigeria, they should check their vehicle before moving on the road. Because when I was coming this morning, my bus parked us unknown area where we did not know, because it's not checked his car before entering the express, and that affects a lot of people so much.
It is better to deal with the causes of issue than dealing with the symptom. You understand now? When the father of a home is not a responsible father, the entire home is as good as useless. That is the truth about the whole thing. In other words, when the government of the day is not living to expectation, every photo, every other thing that is going on, the truth is that we don't want this government. So if we are afraid to say, I don't want anybody to see my face, I don't want people to recognize me, then it's as good as then what is the point of being a Nigerian person in the first place? That is the issue. You understand now? There is corruption. Things are not okay. Now you are asking of how the transportation is affecting us. Of course, you know very well now that the person that's supposed to be there is not the right person. You understand now? Because when people think that they can encourage benefits from their fraud, I tell you that the cycle of injustice will continue. Are you getting the story? So the fundamental problem is not about transportation. The fundamental problem is the leadership issue. That is just the truth. When the right person is there, this whole thing will completely change. You will see it now. There will be somebody that will be on that throne now for the next 3 months or so. You will begin to feel the impact. That dividend of democracy, you begin to see it. The good thing, the reason why we go out to vote, you begin to see it. But when you have the wrong person on the throne, definitely the people there will groan. The Bible says in the book of Proverbs that when a bad king is on the throne, he said the people groan. And that is the truth. So it is not about transport issue. It is not about whatever. The issue is that it is a leadership system and leadership problem. And when that is done, that is treated and handled, every other thing will fall in place.
I think it's a system problem. I think it's not a system problem. It's a system that was designed for it to function that way, and it is doing what it was made to do, right? So plus because the dependency of petroleum, the rate at which we adapt to developments and improve technologies to make things better is really slow. We are getting what we've actually, the system we designed basically, and a lot of us are not really aware of the system. That's why we have people in the seats of power drawing these whole things out, mapping it out to their favor. It is directed towards a select few and not the masses. Those few are the primary beneficiaries of these things. The masses are basically the sources of income, basically. So I think the whole thing is with the system. The system needs a revamp. I also speak to people that are exposed to innovations, and there are ways we could actually put all of these things. It doesn't have to be a government thing. We could work on better ways. There are options of electronic vehicles. We work into it. It would improve the power system because some of these things need to be powered, right? But however, there are people making up of the lack of power. So the chain is long. So it's not just the transport. The transport is just a ripple effect of something that is way beyond our control.
The problem with transportation in Lagos State is most especially the agboros. When they see crowd on the bus stop, they are the one dictating the fare. They will tell the passenger that, they will tell the driver that this is the amount, you should increase it suddenly because of the crowd. So I think there should be a regulation between the agboros and the government. They are just increasing the fare uncontrollably. There should be a control between the driver and the government. The bus driver has nothing to do with it.
When it comes to public transport, especially in Lagos State, is the ways and manners they are doing it here. There you can somebody from here to Ogba, they will call it 500, 400, and in the morning, just if price are varies. You ask them, they say because Agboros is collecting money from them. Agboro is one that is fixing price. What I'm seeing there is that people that are now working, they don't own vehicle, they are the one fixing price on how people that own vehicle will be carrying people just sit on one side and be eating money. The other one that are working, they will be collecting money from them. At the end of the way, you look at what those drivers are doing is the money they pay, buy fuel and pay Agboro. At the end of the day, they fly in the life of the average Nigerians. They will start paying at just price, paying to a fare that is supposed to be not more than 200 naira. They will be paying 500, 400 naira. That's one of the things I explained from transportation, for public transport in Lagos State here. Because Agboro is one of the major problems here. Because the way the manners they are collecting money from those motorists, and they are now putting in the life of the unpaid Nigerian in this country, they are now adding into it. I think it's what government needs to do is totally scratch these people, allow the system to flow naturally so that those people that are actually working, those drivers the money they are working, they can take it home. So that somebody cannot just be working. One people will sit down, one beer parlor, one bet Nigeria place and be eating the money and be eating the money just like that. That's one of the challenges we face in this country. That some people are working, some people are just eating the money. If they can strike this national unity, I believe this transition will be okay in Lagos State.
One of the experience I had with public transport is all this agboro. These people collecting money, calling themselves tax force. So there was a time there was a heavy downfall. So due to people rushing and people finding means of going home, so those agboros started increasing the fee. Not even from the driver, but them particular started increasing the fee. So that day was very annoying and so. So my solution or advice I would give is that government should find a way to even remove them totally from the road. Totally. If it is possible for commercial vehicle to go and buy their tickets, book it online or pay it online, they should find a way doing that. Not them staying on the road, causing more hiking or making people to be more discomfort. Because to me they bring discomfort to people. They are just there collecting money, unnecessary money. So that's my own solution. And
it's roads. You know, when the roads are not okay, you understand, they tend to put the burden on the people that enter their buses. You know, because of maintaining the vehicle, they will now put everything on us. Just for example, where I'm coming from, around somewhere in Ojo, in my estate, somewhere we used to take bike like 500 naira, but because it's rainy season and the road is not okay, everywhere is flooded. So from 500 naira, the thing went up to 1,500, 2,000 naira. So all those things, bad road also is a factor. I think if the government should, sit up, help us with good roads, accessible roads, I think it will go a very long way. And also in the aspect of fuel, I think if the government can do something about it, and bring down the cost of fuel in the country, I think it will also help. For bad roads, I think bad roads and good drainage system also, I think that's the major problem of bad roads in Lagos especially.
My biggest problem when I have coming out for is vehicle. Coming out in the morning, going to work in the morning, you'll be standing, sometimes you'll be standing, there is no vehicle on the road, and the situation find yourself entering inside the bus, and the bus you will see, it will be closer. Going from here to the island, they will tell you 3,000. That's more closer, and what I advise the government to do, they should provide more vehicles for us, so that to be able to carry both bus stop to bus stop, and also the increase of fuel, they should reduce it, because that's what causing the scarcity of vehicle on the road sometimes.
And transportation fares on the high side now, and it's really frustrating because it's a thing to leave home with an amount of money and getting to the park is another thing to meet another price, another addition, and like it's frustrating, and you'll be pissed like you are with this particular money. Yesterday you enter this particular location for an amount of money, getting to the park the next day, and you are adding to that money again. And also for drivers, that they will know that their vehicles are in bad condition, and they will still go ahead with that kind of vehicle. All this, what I think government should do is that they should please help to decrease the price of fuel, because that's what both drivers are saying. Because any slight opportunity, they will just increase the transport fare. They will say that epo won, this, that. Ẹ sọ fún àwọn ìjọba kí wọ́n dín owó epo kù. Ṣé you understand? So government should please, they should reduce the price of the fuel, so that the drivers too can be considerate with the transport fare.
First and foremost, already we are all aware that the situation of this country is so precarious that okay. First and foremost, we are aware that the situation generally is not favorable to anyone. And then secondly, this transportation issue is something that should go a long way to be supplemented by government in terms of making buses available at a fixed price and at affordable rates. I'm telling you, if that is done, it will go a long way to bring relief to both government and private workers.
The people in the public transport, that is what frustrates me about them. Sometimes they usually do air pollution in the public transport, congestion, and mostly the government should find a way to solve it. I don't know how to solve it, but the government know better and the government know how to do it.
Every issue has many voices. Before the experts debate them, before the politicians defend them, we hear it directly from the people. This is Citizens Direct on TV West. I am Victoria Ogudende, and today we hit the street to ask citizens, if you had the opportunity to advise leaders on one thing about the economy, what would it be?
I asked the driver why. You just inflate the money suddenly. Yesterday, I bought it 500 naira in the morning. When I came there today, they say it's 900 naira. How comes? What could have brought the sudden increment? He told me that once there is hold up on the road, they must surely inflate it. I say, why? You people are just doing whatever you like concerning the masses. Things are not done that way. What if I did not equip myself? Like maybe I budget the normal monies that I normally used to enter, and I get there, you inflate the money. How will I get to my destination? The driver was giving me unnecessary excuses that, okay, what if they get to the road and they meet hold up? That hold up is cause of their inflation. Things are not done that way. People are not that convenient. If the rain is falling, you will suffer a lot. Because the transport you enter 100 naira, they will have triple or quadruple it. Things are not done that way. They are inconvenient the masses. I think everyone can proud themselves that they can be going with their motto, and they will have known their certain budget. But we masses, we are suffering and we are not convenient. Maybe, and the only person, people that can intervene to make it regular is government, because we cannot just tell them that they should do whatever that is not favor them. So those are the things those drivers are using to lie. So, and which we cannot do anything. We can only dance to their tone. Once we cannot afford to go anywhere than to enter the transport.
Most especially in Lagos. The only thing I can say the challenges we are facing in Lagos is this unavailability of the proper parking system. You know, these garages of it. The volume of the transport, public transport vehicle in Lagos is far higher than the available parking places. I mean, the garages created by the government. That is one of the things that is giving us problem in, but it's always in Lagos. But I also dwell in Oyo State, in Ibadan, to be precise. You understand? Something similar to this is happening in Ibadan as well. You see where the public vehicle and the commercial commuter will be parking beside the road. They will be causing the kind of hold up or parking, and in the sense that it will disturb other road users from moving freely. That is one of those things that is creating problem in Nigeria public transport system. You understand? And going to that kind of Oyo State, we need government to invest more in public transport system. Like Lagos State, we have BRT, we are even having this train system in Lagos State, but in Oyo State, it's not like that. Everything in Oyo State is almost 80%, 90% on private, public transport system.
From Bega to Agege here right now, there's a bus you enter and they are telling you 500, 600 naira, and there's some other buses that you enter and they feel like 400 naira and also all of that. So basically, what I think the government should do is, I think they should regulate it. Should have a fixed price. Have a fixed price for public transportation for a particular location, so that we'll not be having all these random. It's not. You don't have a particular fixed price for it. So should have a fixed price, because that sometimes maybe we have fuel, the increase in fuel price, and some drivers may decide to take their price very high, while some may maybe also consider it. So I think fixing it in a fixed price will help to curtail.
Transportation remains a vital part of our everyday life, but for many Nigerians, it comes with a significant challenge. Citizens are hopeful that meaningful action will lead to a safer, more effective, even more affordable transport systems. I am Victoria Ogundaide. This is Citizens Direct, and thank you for joining us.